Why poverty and conflict? Demand global cooperation. A call to shared humanity. Why do issues like poverty and conflict require global cooperation? It's a question that cuts through borders, politics, and even time, because these challenges have haunted humanity for centuries, yet they still remain unsolved today. While poverty may seem like a problem isolated in developing countries and conflict might appear to erupt only in specific regions, the truth is far more complex and far more interconnected. In a globalized world where goods, people, technology, and ideas cross borders every second, the struggles of one nation can quickly ripple across continents. Therefore, the fight against poverty and conflict isn't just a matter of charity or diplomacy, it's a matter of collective survival, shared responsibility, and moral courage. To understand why global cooperation is essential, we must first recognize the scale and depth of the problems. More than 700 million people still live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $2.15 a day. Children go to bed hungry, unable to concentrate in school. Families lack access to clean water, healthcare, or decent shelter. Meanwhile, conflict displaces millions, tearing families apart, collapsing economies, and leaving behind trauma that lasts for generations. These are not isolated statistics. They are real people, real lives, and real futures slipping through the cracks. Yet no single country, no matter how wealthy or powerful, can solve these issues alone. Because poverty and conflict are deeply intertwined with other global issues, like climate change, migration, food insecurity, and disease, any effort to address them must be coordinated across borders. A drought in Africa can lead to food shortages that cause political instability. A war in one region can drive waves of refugees into another, straining resources and fueling tensions elsewhere. If we fail to work together, we don't just risk failing the vulnerable, we risk destabilizing the entire world. That's why cooperation among nations, institutions, communities, and even individuals is not just noble, it's necessary. When countries share knowledge, pool resources, and align their goals, progress becomes possible on a scale that no single nation could achieve alone. Consider the global fight against HIV/AIDS, where international collaboration helped bring down infection rates dramatically. Or think of humanitarian responses to natural disasters. When countries send aid, doctors, food, and shelter to those in need, lives are saved. The same approach is needed for long-term issues like poverty and conflict. Not quick fixes, but committed partnerships. It means building fair trade systems so that developing countries can grow their economies. It means supporting education for all children, regardless of geography. It means working for peace not just with words, but with policies that address the root causes: inequality, injustice, and hopelessness. Furthermore, global cooperation acknowledges a truth we often forget, that our fates are linked. In today's interconnected world, poverty and conflict anywhere can eventually impact people everywhere. Economic downturns in one region can trigger inflation in another. Violent conflict can lead to terrorism, arms trafficking, and even pandemics. And poverty can drive desperate choices, from migration to extremism, that destabilize global peace. By helping others, we also protect ourselves. By investing in stable, thriving societies, we build a safer, more prosperous planet for all. But beyond practical concerns lies an emotional and moral truth. We are one human family. The child starving in a refugee camp is no less worthy of a future than the child born in comfort. The young man fleeing war deserves peace just as much as someone living in safety. Global cooperation is, at its core, an act of empathy. It's a declaration that we see each other, that we care, and that we will not look away when suffering exists, even if it's far from our doorstep. It is how we honor our shared humanity. However, cooperation does not come easily. It requires sacrifice, compromise, and vision. It means richer countries must go beyond their self-interest. It means institutions like the United Nations and World Bank must be transparent, just, and inclusive. And it means ordinary citizens, people like you and me, must stay informed, speak up, and support leaders who prioritize justice over division. The road to solving poverty and conflict is long, but it begins with recognizing that we do not walk it alone. As we move further into the 21st century, the need for unity becomes even more urgent. Climate disasters are becoming more frequent. Economic inequality is growing. Geopolitical tensions are rising. But with these challenges also come opportunities to come together as a global community to write a new story, not based on fear and separation, but on cooperation and compassion. We have the tools, we have the knowledge, what we need is the will. In conclusion, poverty and conflict are not just problems for other people in other places. They are global emergencies that threaten us all. Only through global cooperation, through shared effort, shared vision, and shared hope, can we begin to solve them. And in doing so, we create not just a better world for others, but a brighter future for ourselves.